Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast, The Project Doctor. My name is Abdelrahman El-Betar, and I'm the founder and managing director of Quadro Project Management based in Dubai. I've been working in construction and project management for the past 30 years, delivering high-end residential projects, private villas, royal palaces, and complex developments across Dubai, London, and internationally. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to work on some iconic and very demanding projects, where the level of coordination, precision, and technical control required is second to none, including the largest private mansion on Palm Jumeirah, with a built-up area of 14,000 square meters. That is 150,000 square feet. I have always loved being an engineer for as long as I can remember. For me, engineering is not just a profession or a university major, it's a way of thinking and a way of living. What I enjoy most about this field, and what I remain very passionate about, is the journey of taking a project from an idea, sometimes just a vision, and turning it into a fully realized built asset that holds real significance to its owners. One key insight I've learned over the years is that projects don't fail because of design intent, they fail because of poor coordination, misalignment, and lack of control during execution. Throughout my experience, I have become particularly passionate about bringing structure and clarity into what is often a very complex and at times chaotic process. Construction involves many integrated disciplines: civil, structural, MEP, architectural, and interior design, along with multiple stakeholders, including designers, consultants, contractors, subcontractors, and suppliers. Without strong leadership and alignment across all of these, projects don't drift, they fail. That's exactly where I step in, bringing structure, control, and alignment across all disciplines and stakeholders, and ensuring that what is designed is delivered exactly as intended, without compromise. Quadro Project Management is a boutique project and construction management firm focused primarily on high-end residential projects, villas and mansions, whether new builds from the ground up or renovations, as well as bespoke developments. Our role is to represent the client throughout the entire project lifecycle, from early design stages all the way to construction and handover, ensuring that every decision, every coordination point, and every execution step is aligned with the client's objectives. And we take a very hands-on, principle-led approach. We are not a reporting layer. We are actively involved in the day-to-day decision-making, coordination, and problem-solving on the project. When we talk about this segment of the market, what truly defines it for me is not a label, but the level of quality, precision, and attention to detail that goes into every aspect of the project. A high-end project is one where every element is properly thought through, carefully coordinated, and executed to the highest standard, consistently, not selectively. And this is where I like to be very clear. I just do not like using the word luxury. It has become a trend, and it is often used without a real understanding of what it actually means. The reality is that luxury is subjective. It means something different to each individual. What is not subjective, however, is quality, precision, and attention to detail, and that is where the real value lies. And this naturally leads to another point I feel very strongly about. Engineering is a science. It is studied. It is not a hobby. It requires years of studying core principles: physics, dynamics, hydraulics, structural engineering, steel structures, planning, cost control, and project management fundamentals and tools, followed by years of specialization and then years of real hands-on experience. That is where the value of experienced engineers and project managers come from. It does not come from renovating a bathroom or a flat. Unfortunately, today we are seeing a growing misconception that people can watch a few videos or follow trends and believe they can manage complex projects. In turn, this has led to an influx of companies entering the market purely because they see a financial opportunity, often without the necessary qualifications, depth of experience, or technical foundation. And unfortunately, many clients fall into this trap by focusing primarily on the bottom line, rather than understanding the importance of proper expertise and delivery capability. And as a result, the respect for true engineering and professional project management has been diminished, and projects ultimately struggled and in many cases failed because of that. And this is exactly why firms like Quadro exist, to bring structure, discipline, and professional rigor back into the process, backed by over 30 years of experience. The reason why I wanted to start this podcast is because over the years, I've seen a consistent disconnect between how projects are perceived and how they actually unfold on the ground. This podcast is really for three main audiences: clients and property owners who are planning to build or renovate, investors looking to enter the real estate or development space, and professionals who want to understand how projects actually work beyond theory. What I want to share is real insight, what actually happens behind the scenes, where projects go wrong, how decisions should be made, and what it really takes to deliver successfully. One of the biggest misconceptions I see, and this comes up time and time again, is how project management is perceived in terms of cost. Many clients look at project management fees as something to be minimized or even avoided altogether. But in reality, project management fees are not an expense. They are an investment, and one of the most important investments in a project. A properly managed project protects the design intent, controls cost, reduces risk, and ultimately saves far more than it costs in project management fees, both financially and in terms of time and stress. This is the kind of perspective I want to bring through this podcast. Not theory, but practical understanding that helps people make better decisions. In terms of format, I see this evolving into solo discussions where I break down key topics, real project case studies, and conversations with industry professionals, designers, contractors, and specialists. The goal is not to just talk, but to educate, clarify, and elevate the understanding of the industry. I'd like this podcast to evolve into an interactive platform over time. Listeners will be able to reach out through platforms like LinkedIn and Instagram, and I would actively encourage people to share questions, scenarios, or even challenges they are facing in their projects. Some of the most valuable discussions will come from real-life situations, because that's where the real learning happens. We will also bring in guests from different parts of the industry, designers, contractors, and specialists, to offer different perspectives, because construction is not a one-dimensional field. And of course, I'm always open to feedback. The intention is for this to become a platform where people can genuinely learn something practical and useful, not just to listen passively. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.